The Cleveland Cavaliers' big return to the NBA playoffs didn't go as planned, with the New York Knicks delivering them a painful loss in Game 1. The Cavs didn't ever truly look like themselves, quickly dissolving into the Donovan Mitchell show and getting pummeled when it mattered most. But while neither team shot the ball particularly well, the game still went down to the wire, and there are some notable takeaways to take from Game 1. For starters, this was a good representation of what the rest of the series could look like.
Blocked on the three-point try, but Mitchell got it back!
The Knicks are not a good three-point shooting team, and they ranked 21st in field goal percentage entering this series. But where the Knicks truly shine is their offensive rebounding, grabbing the second highest percentage of their misses this season and hauling in 17 offensive boards in Game 1. And on the other end, Cleveland showed a strong defensive game plan. The Knicks were forced to take some difficult jump shots, and they only scored 44 points in the paint, nearly 10 below their average, and shot just 42% from the floor overall.
2 minutes and 15 seconds, Randall a deep one. Off the heel, long reach.
They are 4 for 18 and 3.
Randall driving with 1 on the shot clock. Gibson's got Mitchell on him trying to get free. So Randall going to take it here. Working on Mobley. Spinning.
Nice.
Leans in.
Nice.
Off the back iron twice, no. Loose ball, Hart.
This game was a grind, and that's exactly what both the Knicks and Cavs wanted, considering they both ranked near the bottom of the league in pace this season. Where Cleveland has banked on their defensive scheme and heroic shot making down the stretch to win games, New York has always relied on scrapping for second chance points and overcoming poor shooting nights by beating teams on the glass. And that's exactly what happened in Game 1, with the battle of the boards being the difference maker. While it's easy to pick Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley as Cleveland scapegoats, they finished with a combined 25 rebounds, leading both teams in this category.
Driving, gets bumped, floater around, no, the tip, good by Allen, giving the catch.
And Mobley matched Mitchell Robinson with a game-high 5 offensive rebounds.
Mitchell Robinson gets it back and throws it down.
Baby.
You can definitely nitpick a handful of plays that felt like 50-50 balls that just went the wrong way, but Mobley and Allen did their job for the majority of the night, and there are 2 other reasons why New York was able to win this battle. First, it's their shot selection. Long jumpers lead to long rebounds.
There with the offensive rebound. Quickly he's going to try a 3. Another.
Look at this play where Allen has Hartenstein under the basket as the shot goes up.
It's no good. Long rebound. Hartenstein tips it out.
Allen has his man sealed, and there's not much else he can do without risking a loose ball foul. It's on Darius Garland in this scenario to crash into the paint, as the rebound would have dropped straight into his lap. And that's the second reason why New York is such a deadly team on the glass. Everyone crashes to the board. Josh Hart had 10 rebounds off the bench in this game, and he's one of the shortest players on the floor. But his pursuit of the ball made all the difference, and if someone in Cleveland's backcourt had simply put a body on him, these plays could have been defensive stops.
Another step back. But there is Hart with the rebound.
Rebounding was a concern entering the series, and the Knicks quickly proved why. But I also think it's worth noting that this game almost entirely hinged on 2 offensive rebounds in the closing minutes. If Cleveland had just taken care of business in other areas earlier in the game, these offensive rebounds would not have been as much of a backbreaker. And I think this is where we get to the real issue from Game 1, and that's Cleveland's offensive execution. Darius Garland had 1 assist in 43 minutes in this game, something that has never happened in his career. And while the responsibility is on DG to demand the ball and be a floor general, I think his lack of playmaking in this game is more suggestive of a bigger problem than just Garland having a bad game. Garland actually played well offensively, punishing New York for their drop coverage and scoring an efficient 17 points on 7 of 13 shooting through the first 3 quarters.
Running the team on most possessions.
Garland driving with a shot clock at 5, and Garland with the basket.
But he didn't even attempt a shot in the 4th. He barely even touched the ball in the closing quarter, as Donovan Mitchell took action to nearly spearhead a comeback victory. And while Mitchell's 38-point explosion was almost the reason Cleveland won the game, I think we've seen this issue all season long, where Mitchell needs to find a balance between being the hero.
A quiet second half for Mitchell. Good defense by Hart. Mitchell launching a deep one.
And deferring to his sidekick.
So skilled, so long, so tough. Gives it up to Garland, who drives. Garland, floater, good.
Some of the blame is on Garland for not being more assertive. He is the point guard, and the offense is at its best when DG has the ball. The Cavs had the 2nd best offensive rating in the NBA while Garland is on the floor, and just the 24th best without him. While Mitchell and Garland have certainly complemented each other as backcourt partners, they still have work to do in this regard. Some of Mitchell's shot selection hurt the Cavs throughout the game and led directly to New York runouts.
He's also doing a good job in scoring the basketball.
Mitchell thought he was fouled.
Look out here.
About a 15-second difference in the clock's a 2-for-1 Mitfar. Mitchell driving, lost the ball. Good defense.
Oh, great defense.
Here's Barrett on the other end, gives it up to Toppin for the throwdown.
Pumping the brakes and allowing Garland to get the offense started could solve these problems. And despite only recording 1 assist, Garland still dished out 13 potential assists, according to NBA.com's tracking. This is right on par with the season average, and it leads us to our next issue, the Cavs supporting cast.
Wade with the skip to Rubio. And now Rubio gets to the rim and missed the layup.
It was a rough game for LeVert, Okoro, and Wade, combining to shoot 0 for 8 from deep. In Okoro's case, his quality defense on Brunson and Quickly was overshadowed by his limitations on offense. Okoro was 0 for 4 from deep, and the Cavs' offense was taking too much damage with him on the floor. New York clearly had no problem leaving Okoro open and used this as an opportunity to play free safety.
Mitchell calling for the ball in the corner. Okoro for 3.
This lack of spacing is part of the reason why Evan Mobley struggled to get clean looks, shooting just 4 for 13 in his playoff debut. A couple of his misses were ham-fisted and appeared rushed, but Mobley also dealt with a swarming defense that caused him to miss shots he normally makes. Mobley would have benefited from slowing down and taking the easy hook shot rather than trying to get physical and rough his way into the paint.
For the series.
Mobley gets it from Mitchell, drives it. Robinson missed the shot. Wow, but it was on the floor. Second team foul. Here's Mobley. Another miss at the rim. Mobley is 4 for 13.
But there will also be more space for Mobley to work if Okoro is able to knock down shots and draw some attention. So while he did a fair job defending New York's guards, the Cavs just couldn't afford to leave Okoro on the floor in Game 1. And this will be a major X factor moving forward, and Game 2 could mark a turning point if Okoro can't find his touch. Thankfully, Cedi Osman came off the bench to drill 2 of 3 three-pointers and play surprisingly good defense on Brunson. I wouldn't ever want to see Cedi as the point of attack defender again, but his defense on Brunson showed that sometimes effort can be the difference.
They set the ball screen high for Brunson, trying to get free from Osman. He takes a 3, in and out.
Cleveland's bench was outscored 14-37, despite the starters beating New York 83-64 in their matchup. The Cavs bench simply has to do more. This will be a point of emphasis as the series goes on, especially considering Immanuel Quickley, New York's leading scorer with the second unit, only scored 3 points in Game 1. But I also think Cleveland deserves some credit for their defensive game plan. Allen's rotations forced Quickley into some panic decisions.
Door feed quickly from Hartenstein, and then a bad pass, turning it over in games. But terrific player, they love his Quickly with a drive.
Cleveland played this game the right way defensively, and I would safely bet on this defense holding up for 7 games. The bigger concern is Cleveland's offense, which has proven over and over they are prone to dry spells. Game 1 was about as ice cold as you can get, and the Cavs still managed to pull within striking distance solely off of Mitchell being a one-man army. To wrap everything up, I think Darius Garland needs to be more on the ball, but that also means the Cavs can't dig themselves a hole that requires Mitchell to pull them out of. And I think a better showing from LeVert could alleviate some of this pressure, as he too only dished 1 assist despite being one of the best secondary playmakers in the NBA. A strong start in Game 2, where everyone, especially the bigs, are more involved on offense, should be the goal if Cleveland wants to tie this series heading into New York.
6% during the year, but they're doing a lot of good things here tonight.
Mitchell driving, goes up and scores again from 15 feet.
Now they cut him off.